Alright, we are here at Coffee Planet right now and we are about to shoot episode 8 of Table Talk with Anashka, and this is to give special credits to Coffee Planet, who are the venue sponsors for today's episode. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 8 of Table Talk with Anashka. Here today I have a very special guest with me, and her name is Ayman Sarosh. Ayman Sarosh is a leading top and exceptionally good freelancer of Pakistan who has been awarded by Payoneer as well. Not just only that, but she has been resuming her career as an accomplished freelancer for the last, I think, 3-4 years now. And other than that, she has also established a company called WEcan, which is on a mission to give a lot of job opportunities to the women of Pakistan. Being an episode that is centric on women empowerment, I wanted to call her on my show because she is an inspiration for all the women around us. Ayman, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Anashka, for having me on the show. I would just like to add that I'm a freelancer for the past 10 years, and I would also like to mention that I'm a mother of 2 kids as well. So I think that should really motivate the rest of the Pakistani women, so that whatever age or whatever genre you belong to, you can come into freelancing and become a good one. So thank you again.
Thank you so much, Ayman. So yes, as she has mentioned, she is a mother, and I think, Ayman, I'm going to ask a very complicated question right now. What is more difficult, being a mother, handling 2 children at a time, or managing your job and your career as a freelancer? What's more difficult?
Hands down, it's motherhood, it's the parenting that is most difficult. You can handle 10 clients, but you can't handle 2 kids at one time,
Exactly. So, when you have to proportion your brain into your work and your, motherhood, how do you say it? How much percentage of your brain goes into motherhood and how much does it go into?
Well, even while I'm working, my motherhood brain is still on, it's active and still working. So you can't say that, you can take it off from the motherhood or the parenting side. That's all the time, it's always there. But, I take some time out of it to work, and that's how I manage. But definitely it's pretty hard because I've been freelancing, before I got married. So I definitely know the difference, and I do believe that, and I actually, say it out loud to all other Pakistani women that while that you're not married, this is the perfect time for you to start as a freelancer.
So, Ayman, you have been mentioning about motherhood and being a wife. You have been highlighting that one. So it is obviously a known fact how comfortable it was for you to resume your freelancing before you were married, and now you are juggling work. Now answer one more very important question, and just tell me how exactly you started this path. From where you got the idea of being like freelancing, being insistent in this work, and how you decided to jump into it.
Absolutely, Anashka. I would definitely like to start off with my journey because, as I said, I started back in 2010, and that was the time I think I actually believed that there were not many freelancers, that there was not a concept of online working. So back then, I left the corporate sector job and I started my MPhil degree. And of course, after a job, when you leave your job and start studying, you're always short of cash. The finances are pretty tight. So that's when I started looking for something to work on, and of course started off with Google, and I wrote that how to do some online work and to look for some. This is what I said, online work from home. These were my keywords back then, and I came across a lot of I must say scam websites, and within those I found this website named as Odesk, and it said you can make a free profile and look for the jobs, and this is what I thought that okay, fine, this is pretty risk-free, that I can create free profile and I can bid on the jobs and I don't have to pay anything. So that's how I started, and I created a profile, basic profile of the skills I had back then, and I applied over the jobs, and within a few weeks, I must say within 1 week or 2, I got an opportunity to work with a US-based client. Although the hourly rate back then was very low, but still I was able to achieve something out of working from home and all that. So that's when I this is actually the start of my freelancing career. Back then, I didn't even know that it's actually freelancing. It's some kind of career I can pursue for this long. But now that 10 years have passed, I can definitely say that this is the safest and the best option I made back then.
Even this was a very elaborative and this was a very good answer, but I want to come to a point. You are talking about things that happened a decade ago. So if someone wants to come into freelancing right now, you would assume the amount of competition they are about to face, considering their cover letters, considering their experiences. For someone who is new into this, and for someone who is as keen and as desperate to get a job and start working from home, what would you advise them? How to start? Where to start from? And what would be the first step that they need to take? And what kind of jobs they should look for? These are, kind of three questions at once, but they are very important for my audience.
Of course, these are actually the foundation of freelancing, I must say. And of course, the competition is higher than before. But then, you have the facility, you have the, stable environment that was missing back then. We had nobody to look to. We had no support back then. Whatever questions we had, whatever difficulties we had to, remove them, we had to face them all over. So of course, things are actually, I think this is the perfect time, and especially being Pakistani, I think this is really very, pretty good time to start with. And start your career in freelancing, I must say that, you really need to look for the skills that you're good at, because the competition is pretty high, and unless you're not good in something, you cannot get a chunk of your jobs, your gigs from the clients, from the international clients. So I must say that to start off, you must have a set of skills that you want, and I will assure everybody, I can pretty much assure that there's work for every kind of skill. You just name it. You don't have to be a software developer. You don't have to be a web developer or have some technical skills. There are some soft skills that are very much in demand. How to communicate with, how to make your customer happy. This is a job for that. They hire managers, different companies. They hire managers. How can you make your customers happy? So they hire people. They hire freelancers. Then, if you're good at something, if you can name polishes, you can become a freelancer. You can watch TV for a certain amount of time. You can watch certain amount of shows. Then you can be a freelancer. So you see, there's a lot of work. All that you need is you need to jot down the kind of skills that you're good at and start with.
Okay, I pretty much got your point. So the summary of your answer would be that it's very important for you to have a skill, for you to recognize your skill, and then try to hunt a job as per your skill. There are two things basically. Number one is when you need money and you are ready to get any kind of job to fulfill your financial needs. Second thing is that you are dependent on your skill. You know your talent, you know your skill, and then you are looking for a job according to your skills. So those are two things. And like Ayman said, a decade ago, there were a few genres, a few fields where you could apply for online or home-based jobs, just like content writing or graphic designing, or very few, customer support or stuff like that. But now, after a decade, we have, hundreds of more fields in which you can apply, which, can serve as means of earning. Ayman, I'll come to a very important question. The next question from you would be just to let my audience know, especially the women who are watching, how do you advise them? Since you are married, you have 2 children. How should they believe in themselves that they can do it? Because what I see in most of the women, they are not very confident if they can, do a single job while they have to manage their children and their home as well, and their chores as well, and household and stuff. How would you like to advise them? How would you like to motivate them that they can do it? And how would they create a balance between, managing their children and their house and husband and everything?
This is actually something really very close to my heart, because I am actually going through this. So also, as part of my introduction, I will also tell you that I am working as a facilitator for an initiative started by Google. I'm Remarkable, and this initiative is for the women from all over the world. That how can you tell everybody that how remarkable you are? So I can totally relate. We have, especially we women, we have this imposter syndrome that we are not capable, we can't do this, or maybe we don't deserve it, or we don't actually value ourselves that much that we actually should. So this is the thing, and this is for that I must say I will actually push everybody to just start working, to start actually getting to know yourself. This is really very important, that you should know that who you are. And for that, you don't have to get a certification from anybody, right? They should come from within you. So, and for that, whatever degree that you have done, whatever skill you're good at, if you're working, if you're not working, like, and you have kids, you have, maybe you're living with in-laws, and you have other family members that you're looking after. So, what you need to do is you need to take out some time for yourself. So you will think what you're good at, and how can you do that? How can you do that within the means that you currently possess? And from there, it's very gradual, because I have learned it myself after getting married and after having kids. I've learned it gradually. This feeling comes from within, that you can do things, you can achieve. And maybe this is the reason I named my initiative WEcan, that we women can do things and nothing can stop us. Being married, having kids, if you are in a good support system, you can do wonders.
That's amazing answer. So all you need to do is that you have to believe in yourself, you need to believe in your powers, and you need to believe in your superpowers. You need to kind of believe in your superpowers. And the only thing that is stopping you right now is you right now watching us. The only thing that's stopping you is your own mind. So you have to change it. You have to change your perception about yourself. You have to change your perception about your capabilities, your abilities, your skills. Just believe from today that you can do it. And the next day you will do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Am I right?
Yes, of course, this is all it takes.
So all it takes is for you to believe that you can do it. Amazing, Ayman. I'm really enjoying this session. Just for a while, I'd like to thank Coffee Planet for sponsoring us for the venue for today's episode. And one thing more, Ayman is a very busy person, but since I was celebrating Women's Month, I always see her as an inspiration for many women around us. Even for me, sometimes we are good friends as well, and sometimes we have to pull each other up. And how would you since this is a woman entrepreneur, women month for women empowerment and entrepreneurship and everything related to women, I want you to say a few words regarding women helping women, women supporting women, and women, I'm sorry to say, not backbiting. Okay, so how would you like to shed some light on this? It's important.
This is really very important, and as we discussed earlier, that you need to have a good support system. So women helping women is very, very important. Those women could be your good friends, they could be from your family, and could be your neighbors, anybody that you know. And having some motivational words from them, having something to share with them, highly important. So just I would say that I have a good support system of women, and in the form of my mother-in-law. These are the two women that really support my cause, and that's why I've been able to pull myself off and do all this. So I would definitely say that on this Women's Day, that it's really important to have a good, supportive and non-toxic environment of good women around you, and definitely it will help.
Ayman, I love your answer, but no offense. I mean, I've seen a lot of women supporting women in every way possible, but there are women who would not like to see you accomplished, or who would feel jealous of you, or who would not support you in your cause genuinely. What I expect from people, be it men, be it women, if you're going to support someone, support it out loud. If you're not going to support someone, at least do not cause hurdles for them. at least do not cause problems for them. So वो क्या कहते हैं, जियो और जीने दो. So that's the kind of approach that I expect from women, and especially, what I believe in, we could become a superpower kind of, if all the women join hands and if we are all pulling each other up, so we can help each other achieve our dreams. Coming to our very last segment now, and it's called Deep Shade, and I'm gonna, fire a lot of questions right now because, okay, let me tell you, these are the kind of questions that are not being asked, in general talk shows and all. So these are going to be kind of complicated questions. But if you want to skip any questions, you have to say, okay, skip shit. Okay, okay, please skip the shit. Okay, so that's it. Okay. So the first question is, what is your, biggest regret in life?
Can we take some time to think about, or is it
yes,
really
but don't take an
rapid?
eternity to answer this.
Okay, okay, fine. At times I think that having an MPhil degree wasn't required. Actually, I could have started working earlier in my life, and I'm not pursuing my degree. So I think at times I regret having an MPhil degree because it's of no use, and I kind of wasted my life back then.
I kind of feel like you are supporting the cause of degrees.
I'm not supporting those who said degree ko aag laga do, and I think we both know who we are talking about, but I'm not supporting anyone. Okay.
So her biggest regret is getting an MPhil degree.
Yes,
that's
degree.
very deep actually. The next thing, this is kind of a Sufi question, okay, for you. What is that one element in your personality that gives you peace inside? मेरे अंदर ये खूबी है, and it gives you a lot of peace.
I think I have this habit of actually forgetting stuff. I think it's not that proper Sufi is the answer, but the thing is I forget stuff. Whoever has said something bad to me, done something bad to me, I kind of forget that after some time. So I think this gives me lots of peace. And as I don't remember what's peace done
now I have found a point now.
No, but I think it's on the record. So
anyone can say anything to her, she'll forget.
Okay, yes.
Amazing, I'm loving it. Okay, so next question for you is that one point in your life where you thought it's over. Everyone has that.
Yes, we do have. I do have that point, and I may not go into the details of it.
You can tell generally
yes,
about it.
a few years back, you can say 2 or 3 years back, when I actually started freelancing on a serious note. That was the time I thought, life is over, and things are pretty much tight, and everything sucked back then. But then, the things getting better, and now that point is long gone.
Now I'm going to say kind of a quote which is very popular in our society. पैसा आने जाने वाली चीज है. Do you believe in that?
Absolutely.
Money comes and goes.
Yes, I absolutely believe in that, and I must say that पैसा should not be really important for you to start anything. पैसा आता है, पैसा आ जाता है, पैसा चला भी जाता है. But जिस cause के लिए, whatever cause that you are working on, that should stay with you. पैसे को बिल्कुल focus मत करो.
Okay. So very last question that I want to ask Ayman is that if you have to shortlist only 2 relationships in your life that you would call most genuine relationships of your life, what would those be?
Okay, I would say that's my mother and my husband, and undoubtedly these 2 relations, without them I could not have sustained, I could not have done the things I've done. So it was actually safest, and of course these are actually
sometimes relationships are like home. When I have it's kind of very emotional kind of thing, but whenever I have to think of home, it's basically the kind of relationships that I have that I call home. So concluding the session, but before we conclude, me and Ayman have an important announcement for you people, and we have been keeping it a surprise, but since we did not tell about this in our live session, but since this is a recording session, we can definitely tell about this. What we are going to do is that we are going to launch several webinars for you people where we are going to be teaching you skills on freelancing and the kind of skills that you need and everything related to it. Ayman is going to shed some light on it. And
I'm quite thrilled. Anashka and me have joined hands on a cause that will be teaching about freelancing, and not just freelancing, that about how you can earn. Because it's, I would say, amalgam of different skills at one point. Like you need to have some communication skills, some other soft skills, freelancing skills, some technical and non-technical skills where you can know about the skills through which that you can earn, be it some technical, some graphic designing, social media posting, virtual assistants, and lots of other freelancing gigs that you can earn from. So we will be teaching you about that. We will have some short courses, day courses, some monthly courses on bi-weekly basis, and that's how it's going to be. So all of them that will be revealed to you, gradually, and pretty much
you're going to be seeing stuff on social media regarding this collaboration between WEcan and Solutions Brigade, my IT company. And definitely it's not just going to be the skills, we are also going to be introducing some soft skills, some trainings and some sessions on depression and anxiety especially. That is very important for you to handle and it's very common these days. So thank you so much Ayman for coming. And मेरे शो को 4 चांद नहीं बल्कि बहुत सारे चांद लगाने के लिए सितारे भी. So it was amazing. बहुत मजा आया.
Pleasure is all mine, Anashka. I really enjoyed being here with you. The energy, the vibes were really good and positive. And looking forward to the adventure we are going to have with you.
Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz. See you in another episode.